We're ready to start. Good morning, everyone. It is the 18th of July, it's Tuesday. So, welcome to our live with me, Coline. This morning, I've got for you a little session about how to work and improve on your balance. So, we'll do a few balancing poses. Don't worry, nothing to worry about. It's really easy. I'll give you a few tips. We'll take the time to go through how to get into the postures, how to improve your balance at home and in the everyday life as well, and work on certain muscles that helps to improve this balance as well. Let's start gently on the back to warm up. So if you come and sit in the center of your mat, we're going to bring the feet together, then bring the buttocks as close to the feet as possible, and then walk the hands back. Gently relax onto the mat. We're just going to take a moment here. You can gently relax yourself, release the shoulders down, release the knees. We're going to start by finding your breathing. So if you gently inhale through your nose and release on the exhale, let breath flow through the body naturally and use it to soften, release the muscles. If you're doing it in the morning like me, you might feel the muscles really tight as well. So just take your time and let's try to warm up and slow down here. We'll take this moment to assess how we're feeling as well. And once you can feel that your breathing has slowed down and you're feeling a little bit more relaxed, we're going to bring the knees in together and gently bring them in into the chest. Let's hug them here. First thing in the morning, you might feel a bit tight. It doesn't matter. We're going to start by rolling those knees around and gently warm up the lower back as we do it. And rolling the knees to the other side. Take your time. Let's warm up slowly and gently. Then we're going to release the hands onto either side. And we're just going to cycle our legs forward, warming the legs up. And remember here, we take the time to make the movement as slow and as wide as possible. So you can take your feet as close to your mat, even touch the mat with the toes. And bring the knees back to the chest. And a little bit more. I'm getting lovely hearts and messages this morning. And let's cycle backwards. So keep engaging this core. Rest your hands down and cycle backward. That's it. And let's bring these knees back in. That's your leg warm up for the day. We're going to do a last one before we move on. So if you inhale the legs up together into the center, and then exhale, open wide out. Bring the knees into your chest and inhale back the legs up. We'll do a few more of these. You can take your time. You can follow your own breath as well. It's also a nice warm up for the legs, for the knees and the hips before we start doing any balancing pressure on these legs. And keep going. Want to about 3 more here. Try to really straighten the legs when you come back to the center. You can even lift the heels up, point the toes down. And that is going to be our last one here. Come back to the center with both knees bent. We're going to go the other way around from here. So opening the knees out and straighten them out. And bring the legs up and knees bent again. Open wide. Inhale, legs up. Exhale, bend the knees. Let's do a couple more. A few more. Take your time. Engage these core muscles again. And try to take the legs out a little further each time you go. And we'll do 3 more. And get ready for the last one together. Open wide, as wide as possible. Bring them back to center. And let's exhale the knees down. Let's hug them here. Last deep breath. Then we're going to place the feet down. We're going to go into the little bridge posture. So feet flat. You want them about hip distance apart. You can place the hands down onto your mats as well. We're going to go up into a bridge. So gently inhale. Let's push up into our hands and lift the buttocks, the abdomen, the hips. And gently relax the shoulders and the neck. You don't have to push too far up in the beginning. Just come down. On the exhale, release completely on the mat. Make sure you release the lower back. And let's inhale back up. So we push on the palms of the hand. We lift abdomen, buttocks. And try to keep the knees parallel at all times. Don't let your knees go out to the side. Keep them in the center. Exhale to come down. Take your time. Release completely. So make sure you release the back and the lower back especially. Let's go up again. Inhale, push up. And lift the buttocks, lift the abdomen, belly. Try to really relax your shoulders. Keep the shoulders and the neck really soft. Let's keep on lifting up here, creating more space in the spine, but we keep these legs parallel and we go down on the exhale. Let's do a few more. You can take your own time. Remember to keep the knees parallel. Let's see if we can push a little further. Maybe grab hold of the hands behind the back to pull the shoulders down. And release on the exhale. We're going to do one last one. And this one we're going to hold for a few breaths. But take your time. And when you're ready, take a deep breath in. And push up, lifting buttocks, belly, and if you can, a little bit of the chest as well. Keeping the shoulders down, keep the neck relaxed. You can grab all of your hands, clasp your hands, and pull your shoulders down. Again, remember to keep those knees parallel. Don't let them go out. Bring them in. Lift the buttocks even more. Let's breathe here now, so take your time to breathe deeply. You can change the interlace of the fingers. We can also grab hold of the elbows to go a little deeper into the stretch. If you do, make sure you change your breath as well in the middle to make sure you do it both ways. Let's take one last deep breath here. See if you can lift up a little bit more. And then you can release the hands, place them facing down onto your mat, and exhale really slowly to come down. Try to really take the back down, vertebra by vertebra, release on the mat completely. Make sure your lower back's nice and flat. And we're going to bring the knees into the chest for a counter stretch here. Let's take a couple of breaths here. See if you can bring them in a little closer. And pull them in a bit more. And that's it for now. You can release. We're going to roll on our belly. And placing the hands just below the shoulders, we can push up. Come up onto your knees. Bring your feet together, keep the knees apart. And come and sit down onto your heels. We can walk the hands forward. Stretch here. And release the head down into a child's pose. So this is a recovery posture as well. You can just take the time to gently loosen and release the tension using the breath. You're exhaling all the way through the body. Let's take another deep breath in here. Come up onto all fours. We're going to bring the right foot forward, so in between the hands. And then we're going to walk the hands back to strengthen that front leg. But we want to keep the hip just above the knee on this one. And this is called your half split. If you cannot have the foot on the mat like I'm doing, that's absolutely fine. Just see if you can gently move towards it. So gently try to push the foot into the mat and see if you can release forward. You might not be able to bring your hands down onto your mat either. See if you can use a support or go a little bit higher. You can also place your hands onto your legs if that's easier. But once we're here, we want to be able to release the head down, to soften the upper body. Let your head come down toward your legs into a half split pose. So you should be getting a nice deep stretch behind your thigh. And then we're going to go forward into a lunge. So just walk your hands forward. Then tuck your toes under your left foot. Push up and come into an equestrian lunge. Look forward, lower the shoulders. See if we can straighten the back in a long straight line. And we're going to change posture by going into chaturanga. So you can press down into your hands and then take your right foot into the back, into a plank or chaturanga. Hold here. Hold another breath. And we're just going to bring the left knee forward this time, so you can bring the right knee down as well. We're going to start by taking the foot out. And then once we're here, so take your foot forward and then gently walk your hands back to your hips to come into a half splits posture. So like I was saying, if it's easier for you to come rest your hands onto your hips instead of having them onto the floor, or rest your hands onto your leg. Find where you feel your stretch and where you feel it's enough for you as well without pushing it too far. If you can bring the hands down and you're comfortable walking them forward, we're going to do that, and then release the head down as well. Remember, we want to keep that right leg into a nice straight line, so hip just above the knee. Let's release here for a couple of breaths. Again, you should feel nice, long, deep stretch all in the back of your left leg, going all the way up into the buttocks as well. And then we're going to move those legs forward, bend that front leg again, tuck your toes under your right foot and push up into an equestrian lunge on the left side. Let's lower the shoulders, look forward, straighten the spine. Very good. And then going into plank or chaturanga, you can press into both hands and step that left foot back. Hold here. Let's take 2 breaths here. Lovely. Then you can bring the knees down and go directly into child's pose by taking your feet together and then looking back, sitting down on your heels. Release the back forward and rest the head down. Let's take 2 recovery breaths here. Alright, and moving on. Sorry, it's a bit noisy this morning. Moving on, we're going to come forward onto our knees. I'm going to face this way so you guys can see me, but you can stay in the center of the mat. We want your knees parallel, about hip distance apart. We can bring the hands onto the hips, and we're going to take the right foot out. So you can place it onto your mat, and then take it out all the way. You want that right foot to be on the same line as your knee, and the hips facing forward. Your toes are pointing up. We're going to bring the arms up on the inhale. And exhale, we're gently going to go toward that right foot. Let's not go too far. We don't want to collapse forward. We want to keep that side nice and open. And then you can rest that right hand down onto your right leg and keep the left arm above the head. That's it. Really good. Let's take a couple breaths here. See if we can lower that hands a little bit as well. Keep it nice and open. And come back to the center. Use that left arm to pull you back. Place your hands back onto your hips, and you can bring the knee down, wiggle it back into place. Your feet are nice and flat in the back as well. And we'll do the other side. So we'll start by taking that left foot out to the side. And then you can walk it back or gently take it all the way out. Bring the hips back to the center. Make sure that foot is in line with your knee. We can inhale those arms up parallel and exhale. Remember, we keep this side open so we Exhale through the right side. Keep it nice and long. We bring the left hand down onto the left leg. Keep the right arm above and gently lower yourself down. Make sure you keep it that hip up. You don't want the hip to collapse to the side. See if we can walk that hand down a little bit. Avoid the knees to place it either above or below the knee. Get a nice deep stretch here. And to come back, we use the right arm. Pull ourselves back to the center, then wiggle that knee back in. And that is it. We're going to go up into standing posture from here. So you can tuck your toes under your feet. Then place your hands forward and push to come onto flat feet. And from here, so you might be here. I'll come back to the same place as you. From here, we're going to keep our knees bent. Release the arms forward. Release the head down as well. You can rock those arms from side to side. Gently stretch out. And pushing up at the same time, we're going to take the spine up vertebra by vertebra. And head is last. We're going to inhale these arms up. We're going to bring those hands together and exhale them down onto the heart for a breath here. Right, this was the first part. Let me just grab a sip of tea and we'll do into the balancing sequence, which is what we're after today. So now that you're nice and warm, we've stretched those muscles, we've strengthened them as well. We're ready to work on our balance. So for that, we're going to start first by I call it finding our roots or finding our ground into our mat. I like to start by spreading my feet down. So if you gently come into your mountain pose, your standing position, so you want to bring your feet parallel. You want to spread those toes into the mat as much as possible. So really space them up. And then flatten the feet as much as possible so you get as much contact with your mat as you can. And then we lower ourselves down onto this way. We lower ourselves down by gently bending the knees, tucking the tailbone under, keeping the back nice and straight. You can lower the shoulders. And once you're here, you can find your balance onto one leg. We're going to use the right leg first. We're going to go up and bring the left leg. So going up onto one leg, we're going to bring the left leg up. Let's start by just grabbing hold of the left knee, bring it up into the chest. Keep that right leg straight. Then we're going to grab hold of the foot. So placing the thumb and the first finger around your big toe and stretching that leg forward. If you cannot do that, do not worry. Remember, I did use a strap last time, so you can use a strap at home, or just gently grab hold of your legs, see if you can straighten it, or grab hold of your toe and work from here. So even if your leg is bent, just work from here and just straighten it. That is our first stretch. To find our balance here, we can keep the gaze fixed in front of us. You can bring the foot back. We're going to place it on the inside of the right leg into a tree pose. So remember, you can place it anywhere you want on your right leg. Just make sure you avoid the knee. I'm going to have to turn for this one so you can see properly what I'm doing. Just make sure you avoid placing the foot into the knee, but it can be as low as here, even placing the toes onto the mat. Again, fixing your gaze either on the floor or straight in front of you is really the way to find your balance. Once you feel grounded and you've placed your weight, you've used the pressure both legs to place your weight in the center and keep you standing. Then we can bring the hands out. Inhale those arms up into a lovely tree posture. Here you can lengthen yourself, so find your balance from the toes all the way up to the top of the head. So really find this line that keeps you up and straight. You can lower the shoulders, you can bring the fingertips together. And this is your first posture, first balance posture, the tree pose or Vikasana. There's another thing that you can use at home. We're going to come out of this one slowly. The other tip you can use, so we can try this on the second tree posture. So remember, we start on the left leg this time. Place all of your weight onto this leg. Spread your toes in, find your roots as a tree. And then we can lift this leg up. So grabbing hold of that right knee. Let's bring it into the chest first. Keep that left leg straight. And then you can place your left hand on your left hip. Grab hold of your big toe, both with your thumb and your index. And gently see if you can stretch that right leg forward. Start pretty to the side. Let me turn around. Struggling to find a flat spot on this ground. And there we go. So straightening the leg. Gently bring the shoulders back. Find your balance here and your core. Then we can bring that foot back. We're going to place it on the inside of the left leg, ideally as high as possible. But if it has to be low or even touch the ground, that's absolutely fine. So I was telling you about another little tool that can help you in a balanced posture, which is the visualization. So if you visualize yourself, instead of fixing your gaze into something that you can see, you can visualize yourself doing the posture or visualize the posture itself in your mind. And that can also help you find your balance and stay into the posture a little longer as well. Let's breathe here for another couple breaths. And we're going to release, taking our time. And here we go. Another tip with balanced posture is, of course, to practice them often. So feel free to practice them at home, even just 5 minutes, and say, oh, okay, I'm doing the dishes. I'm just going to go up onto one leg. It sounds a little bit silly, but it is how it starts. If you have 5 minutes here and there and just practice going up, lifting your legs up, that will really help as well. We're going to do another balanced posture, which is a little different. I think we still have time. Just checking. Okay, well, it'll be a quick one. But if you start the same way we did before, by just pressing your weight, finding your balance onto your right leg, and we're going to lift. So this time you can step that left leg back, and we're going to lift the leg and bring the body horizontal at the same time. And this is the warrior 3 or Virabhadasana 3. So here we want to use the leg to find the balance, and we want the body to be in line with this leg, so on the same line. We want the arms to be horizontal next to the ears. Let's keep the hips forward as well. Cannot see what I'm doing on this one. So we really want the body to be in a nice straight line. Don't take the leg too far. Just keep it in line with your spine. Lengthen yourself here. Focus your gaze Engage the core and stay strong on this posture. Let's come back down slowly and gently. You can shake those legs before we go up into another warrior posture. So remember, center of your mat, find your balance first by spreading your weight and spreading your feet, your left foot into the mat. Then you can lift the right leg up. You can start by stepping that foot back. And here we're going to inhale, arms and leg up at the same time. Let's see if we can bring the both horizontal in a long straight line. Lengthen yourself. Bring the shoulders back though. Look forward. Again, you can use the visualization on this one. It's a very powerful tool. Keep on working into your posture little bit by little bit. Then come out of it really slowly. We can shake those legs. That was a really good effort for today. So I think we're going to stop here. We're going to go down into an easy sitting position. So take your time, come down and sit to relax. So easy sitting position. Feel free to sit with your legs out or knees bent. I personally like to sit this way, but it is just a personal preference. We're going to finish this little class here. Sorry, catching my breath and drinking at the same time. So finish this little class. Half hour goes definitely really quick. And we don't do a relaxation anymore, but we'll just do a slow down. It's important at home that you slow down after what we've done. So do a little relaxation if you've got the time. Lie down for a couple of minutes and just find your breathing. Here I'm just going to sit down with you. We can close our eyes for a couple of minutes. We can just breathe. So closing the eyes, letting the breath come naturally to you. Breathing through the nose. And then using the exhale to release the breath through the body. And do a little assessment again to check how we're feeling compared to when we started. See if things have changed. And hopefully you're feeling a little bit more energized. You're feeling a little bit more confidence about your balance as well. If you have any questions or anything, don't hesitate to message me. We will do other balance sessions, so don't worry about that. Like I said, it's just about regular practice and trying it again and again. So thank you so much for joining me today. I will meet you here at the same time, 6:30 GMT. Hope you've enjoyed it and have a lovely day. Bye everyone.